Hey, welcome back, Math Gurus. Today's video will focus on ratios, rates, and proportions. So we simplify fractions, but we can also simplify ratios. So ratio describes part to part or part to whole. In this case, we're talking about cubes to cylinders. There are 6 cubes to 8 cylinders. So what it's saying is when there's only 4 cylinders, there would be only 3 cubes because that was scaled down by 2, meaning we divided it by 2. Now we decided, we want to go from 16 cylinders. So if we ended up with 16 cylinders, we can either go back and start with 8 or we can start with 4. Now I'm going to go with 4, just no preference, whatever you want to do. I'm going to scale 4 by 4 to get 16, and I have to also scale the 3 by 4, and I'll get 12. Now I'm trying to get to 9. The question is, do I want to start with 6, 3, or 12? To me, the easiest one is to start with 3, because 3 times 3 will give you 9. So that means I also have to scale the 4 by 3, and that will give me 12. All right, well, let's go ahead and practice these with the word problem. It says 63 dogs at a dog show. The ratio of large to small dogs is 4 to 3. How many small dogs are at the show? All right, so first thing we want to do is set up a table. So we're comparing large dogs to small dogs, and that ratio is 4 to 3. It's saying there are 63 dogs, so that means that's a total of large and small. So that means I'm going to have to find the total here. And out of this ratio, there's a total of 7, but I'm trying to get to 63 total. So that means 63 can only go in the total column. And then you're looking for a direct relationship. How is 7 related to 63? Is there a direct relationship? There is, because 7 times 9, or 7 groups of 9 will give you 63. So I'm going to scale all of these by 9. And when I scale 4 by 9, I get 36. And I scale 3 by 9, I get 27. Now it's asking how many small dogs there are. So the only way you can make a mistake on this one is if you said 36 and not paying attention. But there are 27 small dogs. All right, let's look at another problem. It says Fred has $60. He spends $5 every 3 days. How many days will it take Fred to spend all of his money? So we are comparing money to days. So I'm going to put days on the left side because typically time is independent, and then money on the right. So his ratio is 3 days, $5. The 60, well, that describes money, so that means we're going to put it on the money side, which will be here. So you can go directly from 5 to 60, or if you'd like, you can go in between. Scale both of these by 2. I get 6 and I get 10. However, remember, I'm trying to get to 60, but I know that 10 times 6 is 60. I'll scale the left side by 6 too because I scaled the right side by 6. I ended up with 36 days. So it'll take Fred 36 days to spend all of his money. All right, there's one more, and I really think you should stop the video, pause it, set it up, and solve it, and then come back and check. All right, the Gambinos went on a road trip. They traveled 420 miles using 12 gallons of gas. How many miles did they travel per gallon? All right, so per means each or one. We're comparing miles to gallons. So the more gallons I have, the more miles. So I'm going to say gallons on the left side, and then miles on the right side of my table. And so it's 12. That's not bad. 12 gallons give you 420. And then how many miles per gallon? So per means 1. So I want to know, where does 1 go? Well, it would be on the gallon side. So that means I have to scale 12, divide by 12. And whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. So in other words, 420 divide by 12. I'm going to scale down first. You can do old school. We're all going to end up in the same spot. Half of 12 is 6. Half of 400 is 200, and half of 20 is 10. So that gives me 210. They're still even. This ends up with 3, and then that would be 105. All I'm doing is dividing both by 2 because they're even. Now I'll divide 3 into 105. If you did 420 by 12, you're still going to end up with 35 miles per gallon. And that really, in today's world, would be absolutely amazing. 35 miles. All right, well, thanks for watching. If this video helped, don't forget to hit like or subscribe, or even drop a comment. Thanks for watching.